What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another episode of Cozy and Magical Autumn. Today's video is going to be a fun one because we are talking all about goal setting, planning, and the daily grind planner. So let's go ahead and get into it. So I thought it would be fun to kind of come on here and plan my next month with you guys because I have been getting questions a lot about the planner that I use and the system that I use. Plus, it has been changing my life. Not to sound dramatic, like I promise you, it really has been. So I also just wanted to share in case anyone was out there looking for something different and a different system to really chase your goals. So this is the Daily Grind Planner. It was created by Miss Angie Belmar, who is one of my favorite creators. She's just an amazing human being. So I highly recommend going and checking her out. She's just the best. And this was actually a bullet journal system that she was using for a long time. And because it worked so well for her, she decided to turn it into a planner. So this was actually the second planner design that she came out with. And I just really resonated with this one more than the first one. So this one particularly is from the Castle collection. I think it's called the purple wall print. And then on the back of this one, it says, "I know every mile will be worth my while," which is a Hercules reference. I love the Disney touch to this collection, but there is 6 different covers. So these are 4-month planners, and then you set 10 goals per month. I started using this planner in July because that was when I got the planner, and it worked out perfectly because June I was kind of in a slump and I kind of just got sick of my own BS. And so getting this planner and just really changing up my whole routine, doing things completely differently, has totally changed my life. And I know that that sounds so dramatic, but I can assure you, like, I'm being 100% serious. I think one of my most life-changing goals was getting up at 6 a.m. every day on the weekdays, and it has completely made me a morning person, and I'm so much more productive in the mornings now thanks to it. And if I wake up any later than 6 now, it's like late for me. With being able to do that first goal, I've been able to accomplish most of my other goals. I've become a full-on reader, which I was not expecting to happen, but I'm so grateful for. I upload consistently on YouTube now, which is something that like I've always struggled with, even though YouTube is my passion and what I want to do. It's really just helped me to break down my goals and make it super realistic to fit it into my day. And so I thought it would be nice to sit down with you guys and plan with you guys. Maybe you're looking for something new, or maybe you're just curious. And so I am going to be a little bit transparent with you guys by showing you guys my actual goals. And this is going to be so different for every person. It really just depends on your priorities. And if you are looking for other videos to kind of help you figure out what those goals should be to kind of set up for the month, definitely check out Angie's channel. She has a handful of amazing videos, and some in particular, which I'll leave down below too. And she does have a video on like breaking down what you really want your goals to be if you need help figuring out what 10 goals to set. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and get right to planning. Let's plan out September. Let's plan out our goals. Let's get right to it. When writing out my goals, I always make sure to write it separately outside of the planner first. That way I can really, change it around if needed. I kind of write as many as I want to do that month and figure out a way to strategically write it to where it's short enough to fit in those little boxes, but also to cover the important things. And I also rearrange them because I've learned over time to kind of try to structure them in a way of how they would look throughout my day. So of course, like the first thing I would do is like the time that I want to wake up that morning. That should be the number 1 goal. Every time you start a new month, this is what the page is going to look like. So this is the month ahead page. So this is where you write the month, all of the dates. To the right of the dates, you write the top 10 goals of the month, the ones that you end up going with. And then underneath, you have the important dates, which I have sticky notes on right now because I just have some stuff coming up that I kind of want to keep private. And then underneath, there's the must-dos of the month. And then you have ideas and thoughts. And over in that section is where I normally write or plan how I'm going to fit my goals into my day, or I write other important notes that have to do with my goals. And so far you can see that my goals are to upload 4 YouTube videos, wake up at 5:30 a.m. on the weekdays, and then be outside every day, spend time with God, track my spending, and budget, read 8 books, self-care, so like do any form of self-care, which like I'll get more in depth with these goals as I write them, do something to help me grow, or create, and then exercise or stretch, clean up, around the apartment every day, create some type of morning and night routine, and then like build new habits, just like making the bed every day, putting shoes away, that kind of thing. And then this is just me going through and kind of eliminating them or narrowing them down to 10 goals. And then I just take a new page, and this is kind of where I write out the goals in order of how I want to adjust them every day. And this is kind of where I will narrow them down. And once I decide what goals I'm going with that month, I try to write notes next to each one, kind of like breaking down like what exactly does this goal mean. For example, writing one clean task. So for me, that could be swapping laundry or tidying up or taking out the trash or doing the dishes, wiping down the counters, things like that. Just doing at least one thing a day to kind of help maintain the neatness of the house. Like for self-care, for example, making sure that I'm resting and disconnecting, or like, taking care of my skin, taking care of my hair or my brows, or journaling or reading even, or just, spending me time, that kind of thing. And in case you're wondering where the rainbows came from, we have a film over our window that whenever the sun shines directly through, it creates these beautiful rainbows. So it was really good timing, I guess, to film this video. Anyway, the page next to the month ahead page is a blank bullet journal sheet. So this is where I just go through and write out the actual goals that I end up going with, and I'll highlight whatever color it ends up being. But this is where I also write those notes of like, okay, what does that goal mean? Like, what would be included in that goal? So these are the goals that I ended up going with for September. So the first one being wake up at 5:30 a.m., which means go to bed at 9:30. A 5-minute mood booster, so like go outside, go exercise, go stretch, slow down, etc. New habits, which I wrote morning and night routine, but I actually end up writing actual new habits. And then spend time with God, devotional, watch church, etc. Track my spending and my budgeting. Upload 4 YouTube videos, so every Sunday for Cozy and Magical Autumn. Create or grow, so this can be either learning something or just being creative, like I'm trying to learn how to play the ukulele. And then we have the one clean task, so like I said earlier, this could be laundry, tidying up, etc. Self-care, since I kind of slack in that department, so make sure that I'm resting, make sure that I'm taking care of my hair and my body, and etc. And the last one being to read 8 books. So in July, I made a goal to read 2 books, and I ended up reading 11. And for August, I made a goal of 8, but I ended up getting stuck on a really long book that I ended up putting down. So I've only finished 4, but I'm about to finish another one. So I wanted to try this goal again. So anyway, I just filled it into that month ahead page. And then this is where I decided to plan out the new habits that I wanted to build. I didn't want to make these actual goals because these are just really tiny things that I should be doing daily anyway. So this is just making the bed, swapping laundry, putting shoes away, prepping the coffee for the next day, laying out my outfit, removing my makeup at night, because sometimes I just get so tired and go right to bed, and I know that that's really bad, so I'm trying to work on it. But so that's kind of why I wanted to just do new habits, because these are all tiny things that I should be doing every day anyway. And so I decided to write them in that ideas and thoughts section just so that I always have them on hand. And then I just went ahead and updated that September goals list. And now that I know what my goals are, I go ahead and prep for the following week. And since September starts on a Thursday, this is actually for the week of September 4th through the 10th. And this is where I will write any important dates for that week. So for example, that Saturday I have a wedding to go to, and then you just fill in your goals. So I love that you do this pretty much every day or at least every week. Sometimes when I'm feeling really extra, I will pre-write all of my goals in for that week. But I love that I do this every day because I'm definitely an out of sight, out of mind person. So seeing my goals every single day helps me to keep me on track and keep me focused. And usually I plan out my weeks on either Saturday or Sunday, just depending on how motivated I feel. But this is where I kind of plan out, okay, if I really want to get this done, when do I need to do it? How do I break it up? And I just realistically plan out my week. And where you see those this week boxes where I'm highlighting, that's kind of where I write like the most important things. Like if I know that I really need to do something on a specific day, that's where I try to plan it out. And underneath that, you have the top priorities, the week's mantra, and then what I will do for myself. So for me, like the top priorities, that's like any special things that I have going on that week, or just must-dos of that week, which is always like a YouTube video, and then whatever events I have going on, and then the mantra. So the mantra that I've been sticking to almost every single week is that I will not bail on myself, and that has helped so so much with keeping me consistent. Just seeing that, reading it consistently has helped stick it in my brain of like, okay, remember why you're doing this, remember why you're tackling your goals. So I really love the idea of not bailing on yourself. As for what I will do for myself, so this I wrote rest because I'm really trying to prioritize resting, and then planning my next Disney trip because that's always fun, and then buy a new book, obviously because I've been on a book kick lately. And as for the page next to it that's blank, I kind of just keep that blank until I need it. Sometimes I write like my goal updates or something of that week or any notes that I need. But once I'm done planning out the week, I just go ahead and start planning out that Sunday and that Monday. And then at the end of each month, you have this month in review page. So I go ahead and write out my goals since we already know what they're gonna be. But this page is great to really just look back and see like, okay, what goals did you really complete? What goals did you really, focus on? And then how can you do better the next month? After that, I went back to the current week. So as you can see, this is Wednesday, August 31st. So this still has the month prior's goals. So as you can see, different color scheme, different focuses, etc. But now that we know what September's goals are going to be, I can finish planning out this current week that I was filming this video. And like I said earlier, sometimes you just get motivated to go ahead and pre-plan as much as you can. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just planning out the upcoming week and a half, just so that I'm ready and just so that I can go ahead and focus. And at the very beginning of the planner, there is this 4-month plan habit tracking sheet. So if you do end up using highlighters in your planner, this is kind of where you can track like which goals did you really focus on each day. Like what was your number one goal that you did that day? And then this is kind of where you track it. So on this day, I'm just kind of prepping for the next month. And after that, you are pretty much done. You're pretty much good to go. You're ready. You got your goals. You got everything set up. You are just ready to start the new month fresh and motivated. And I'm just so grateful to finally have found a system that just genuinely works for me. So that's pretty much it for today. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys do like plan with me videos or any type of videos about organizing or goal setting or kind of more motivating, I guess, please feel free to let me know down below because I love this kind of stuff. I love talking about it, so I would love to keep sharing. I hope this helped you guys find a little bit of motivation. Maybe you want to try the planner now or try your own planner. And if you need any guidance, I'm more than happy to help. So thank you so much for watching. Be sure to tune in next Sunday for the next episode of Cozy and Magical Autumn. And until then, bibbidi boppity bye.